Good morning. Sucking snot again. Monday morning, gonna head to work here in a couple hours. I had a question on the fuel system on Little Red, what I had done with it. So let's have a look at that real quick. And we'll go over an option if you want to keep your stock tank, which I didn't. So on Big Red, we got this Rubbermaid. My meth kit's in here, my boosted pump's in here. What else is in here? I don't remember. Anyway, I did the same thing on Little Red, one of the big Rubbermaid bins, because I wanted this truck to be sleeper-ish. Well, I still got the hubcaps and stuff, but those 28 1450s kind of negate the sleeper-ish, that and no hood. So anyway, it's a 15-gallon fuel cell, Summit brand. And then I found these brackets also on Summit and painted them red. Plugged two of the bungs. I think these are dash 8s, so 1/2 inch. And then I found this fuel tank vent, which you're gonna need online, and ordered that up. It's looks like a PPM. Sometimes it does slosh though when the tank's super full. Then what you do, which is kind of cool, Holley makes this drop-in fuel hat, which has got the pumps built into it, just like on a late model vehicle. This has got 2 Walbro 450s on it. I had initially set them up staggered on the micro squirt, but when the second pump kicked in at about 16 pounds of boost, it caused a fuel pressure spike. So now we've got them always on, both of them, and it seems to work just fine. The regulator's able to keep up with it. We'll get to that in a minute. It is dash 10 push lock hose, your AN fittings, with a 3/8, a dash 6 return. I don't really need a 5/8 hose. A dash 10. A dash 8 would have been fine on this, and probably cheaper, honestly, because that push lock hose and stuff is not cheap. So that's what we got. Dash 10 going up to the motor, dash 6 return. The pumps, both Walbro 450s wired to always on, programmed to always on. Running through, I forget the brand of this. I'm gonna look it up and I'll put it in the comments. My 5 relay block, which is internally modified for a negative ground. I've done a video on that as well. And then we come up here to, I forgot let me run in and get a flashlight. Alrighty, so I guess I should show you the penetration in the bed first. That's what we got there. Wrapped up in, that black electrical flexible conduit stuff, and then taped on there so it wouldn't rub on the bed. Thinking about throwing a bed liner in this thing so I can actually use it. It's too pretty to use as it is. So underneath the truck, hopefully y'all ain't getting too sick. That's the muffler and stuff. There's the penetration. It just runs down the frame rail. Aeromotive fuel pump. Fuel filter. It's just kind of zip tied in there all the way down up to the front. And then on the back of the motor, comes up to a Y. 5/8 or a dash 10 to a dash 8 out. So I got dash 8s going into the Holley fuel rails. Up front, drops down to a dash 6 into the Aeromotive boost referenced pressure regulator. You don't necessarily need to run a boost reference fuel pressure regulator. The problem is, if your base pressure is like 43 pounds, and then you hit it with 22 pounds of boost, you've effectively only got 21 pounds of fuel pressure, which means you're gonna have to have a lot longer pulse width than if you had a boost referenced pressure regulator. So you can run out of injector sooner. What else we got? Is that it? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't cheap though. Like I said, those AN fittings and that push lock hose is expensive. So the fuel system was one of the most expensive things on this. Other thing you can do if you want to use a stock tank, because I thought about doing this on the 83 dually Bedonka, but right now she's on hold and just working on the 360. You can do one of these Phantom style drop-in pumps. Holley's making one now too, that you can put into your factory plastic fuel tank, and they even offer it with the Hellcat 525 Walbro which is kind of cool. So that's an option there too. Hopefully that was helpful. You guys have a good day.